The Red Sox have had the Rays numbers so far this year, winning 9 of 12 games in 2018. Tonight, the Rays look to turn the tide and send left-hander Blake Snell to the hill in the series finale from Tropicana Field. Tonight at Tropicana Field, the Rays are trying to find the win column against the Boston Red Sox. This will be game 3 of this series, and the Red Sox have taken the first 2 games 4-2 and 4-1. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard tonight as the Rays and the Red Sox go at it again. It's been tough for the Rays here, not only in this series, but in the season series against Boston. And one of the guys you have to stop is Mookie Betts. Well, good luck with that. There's only one other player in the history of the Red Sox starting before the age of 25 in multiple All-Star games. A guy named Ted Williams did that. And oh yeah, so did Mookie Betts.
And you know what? Let's move from stop to contain, because I don't know if you're going to be able to stop this guy with the year that he's having, leading Major League Baseball in some big-time categories. Number one, the 364 average. In fact, that is 20 points higher than the next closest guy, who happens to be Nick Markakis. Leads Major League Baseball with 16 home runs. All of these numbers here are byproduct of a great game plan when he comes to the plate, the ability to stick with it, and the physical attributes to be able to execute it. He's got a sharp eye and a fast bat, and the guy that's going to try to slow that down here tonight is going to be Blake Snell. And look what he has done at home. 2-1 record, but just 1.07 earned run average. He's given up just 3 earned runs in 25 1/3 innings of work. Too many options he can go to between the fastball, the slider, the curveball, and the change. Good luck guessing with what he's coming with next.
And the pitching matchup, it will be a dandy with Blake Snell. It's hard to be much better than he's been since he came up for the final time last year and closed out the season with the Rays. He's been very good this year, over 10 starts. And Rick Porcello, 2 years ago, a spectacular season, struggled last year. Well, he's back in spectacular mode so far this year with a record of 6-1. Rays just 3-9 against this Boston ball club. And when we come back, Rich Hollenberg's going to look into the Rays' troubles against Boston.
friends close and your enemies closer. I guess you could say that about Boston and Tampa Bay. There are few, if any, secrets left between these two AL East rivals in the scouting reports. And as Dwayne mentioned before the commercial break, a 9-3 advantage in games for the Red Sox. But a closer look reveals just how close this season series has been in some aspects. Here's your total inside look. 7 games decided by just 1 run. 9 games decided by 2 or fewer runs. You see the team ERAs, there is a discrepancy there, but when I talked to some of the Rays earlier this afternoon, they said it comes down to the bats responding early.
It all comes down to that one big inning, avoiding that one big inning, or for us getting that one big hit we've been missing. But good thing is we know how good of a team they are, but we know they're right there with them.
Got to find a way to separate a game early. Now, saying that, they've pitched really well against us. The guy on the mound tonight, Rick Porcello, we've seen him a bunch. He's very good. So it's not the easiest thing to do in the world, but have some good at bats that first time through. I think, against Sale and Price, we probably did the right thing and kind of waiting to see what they were trying to accomplish. But when you do that, it kind of buys them time to get in a rhythm, and that's what we saw them do and kind of get on cruise control. So whatever we can do to get some early runs would be really nice.
They played 19 one-run games this season, have the Rays. They'll take number 20 tonight, as long as it's a W against the Red Sox. 3 minutes till first pitch, when it's Blake Snell and the Rays taking on the Boston Red Sox, trying to secure the getaway game. Dwayne and BA have the call coming up.
Rays will send the left-hander Blake Snell, just 25 years old, to the mound. Looking to get a victory here in this series over the Boston Red Sox. Rays won't see this Boston ball club for quite some time. It'll be the middle of August before these two teams meet again. Tonight, the 13th time they will have squared off. Here is the starting lineup for Boston, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Mookie Betts is going to lead it off, followed by Hanley Ramirez, who is the designated hitter tonight in front of J.D. Martinez. Mitch Moreland in there at first, hitting cleanup, followed by Xander Bogaerts, Eduardo Nunez. Rafael Devers hit 7th. Sandy Leon behind the plate. And Jackie Bradley Jr. will hit 9th and play center.
Well, the Rays are going to hang their hopes on the left arm of Blake Snell as he goes up against the Boston Red Sox for the 3rd time this season. And I'll tell you what, he's had a couple of good outings. In March 30th, the 2nd game of the season, pitched into the 6th inning, no earned runs, and then in April 27th with a win, 2 earned while pitching into the 8th.
First pitch of this game is a fastball, and it's a called strike to Mookie Betts. Betts at 364, tops in the majors in hitting. Takes another pitch for a strike. Tops in home runs, tops in slugging percentage, 2nd in on base percentage, and a cut and a miss. Snell makes quick work of Mookie Betts, and that's a great start right there. Wonderful beginning for Snell.
Well, and you know what? He threw him 3 straight pitches, all different. Started him off with the fastball, comes to the changeup, finishes him with the curveball. Here is 75% of my arsenal. What are you going to do about it? Mookie Betts, one of the best, if not the best hitter in the game right now, went down on 3.
Here's Hanley Ramirez. Fastball upstairs at 97. Ramirez starts the night hitting 260. 0 for 4 last night, but he did get a run home with a double play ball. Fouls this one out of play. Fastball, and the count is 1-1.
Let's take a look at the Rays defense, see how that's going to line up here tonight. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in the outfield left to right, we have Denard Span, Malik Smith, and Johnny Field. And across that infield 3rd to 1st, Duffy, Adames, Robertson, and Miller. Wilson Ramos will be behind the plate.
And a strike call. Breaking pitch, 1-2. Alex Cora, the first-year manager for this Boston Red Sox ball club. Tapper foul.
Well, did you see that swing right there? Hanley Ramirez, this is an aggressive hitter, loves the fastball, got one up there, but there was just almost an emergency hack because of the fact, see how late he was just trying to foul that off and stay alive. And that's because Blake Snell gives you so much to think about. He'll come with anything in this count.
Ooh, pretty close right there. He thought he had the strike zone. And the count is 2-2. Tom Hallion is calling the balls and strikes.
And then call it. That's right there.
Yeah, he's watching that pitch and didn't like it. 2-2 now. Upstairs, 3 balls and 2 strikes. J.D. Martinez on deck. And there's strike 3 call. Ramirez called out on strikes. Parting word with Wilson Ramos, like, really? That's not quite fair.
It's not.
Take a look at this.
This breaking ball right here, and he spins it so tight that it's got that reverse spin. It's tough to pick up. And you can see how late the break was. And that's why not only do you ring up Ramirez like that, but that's also why you get the swing that you got earlier in the at-bat on the fastball. Tough to recognize.
J.D. Martinez, a one-hopper out to second. Robertson gloves and throws, and it's a 1-2-3 first. Rays will have Denard Span, C.J. Cron, and Matt Duffy coming up in the bottom of inning 1. Presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Denard Span, then C.J. Crone and Matt Duffy. Wilson Ramos hits cleanup in front of Brad Miller, and then Daniel Robertson, Malik Smith, Johnny Field, and Willie Adames rounding out the lineup.
Well, Rick Porcello takes them out tonight for the Boston Red Sox, and let's look at a scouting report on him. Number one, quite the track record. How about this? 26 career starts against the Rays. He's 14-8 with a 3.23 earned run average and back to basics. You know, you look at a season ago, and arguably one of his worst seasons in Major League Baseball, a career low ground ball rate. Well, he's gotten that back up to its highest level since 2014, and the results have followed.
Span shortens on the bat, takes the pitch for ball 2, 2-0. Span takes ball 3, and so he's way up in the count. Span with a lifetime .370 average against Porcello. Now a strike. C.J. Crone on deck. There's a shot toward left center field. Martinez on the run. It's over his head. Will bound to the wall. And Denard Span is on his way to second with the double. So he picks up with that string of success against Porcello.
Well, and a couple things there with Martinez out in left field. Number one, you know, positioning was just a little bit off there for where the ball was hit, and the angle that he took to the baseball was a little bit too shallow. There's a two-seamer moving away from Denard Span. And you'll see where Martinez is, and then his angle a little shallow, tries to go back there, but that ball had gotten over his head. He got to the spot, but got to it a few feet too short.
7th double of the year for Denard Span. And now the designated hitter, C.J. Crone. And a breaking ball floats in there too high. 1 ball, no strikes.
Man, you can take a guy and put him out into left field, you know, with the monster, and that's a whole nother challenge. But you don't have to cover that much room. Here, a little bit tougher.
1-1. Martinez last night the designated hitter. They had Benintendi out there. The lefty Snell, it's Martinez in left. Ramirez the DH. Oh, look out. That pitch up around the chin whiskers there. 2-1.
This ball takes off. Another two-seamer. This one is up and in, but you see that late running arm side action. Almost got him.
And in again. 3 balls and a strike.
Boy, everything right now from Porcello is moving quick. Everything is quick twitch, and he has not gotten into his comfort zone yet. Actually hasn't even been able to keep that sinker down in the zone. It's just been arm side run, most of them off the plate.
And ball 4. Just wide with that one, and the first 2 men are on for Matt Duffy.
Well, let's take a quick look at the Red Sox defense, see how it's going to line up. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. Wait for it. There we go. In the outfield left to right, we've got J.D. Martinez, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Mookie Betts. Across that infield third to first, Rafael Devers, Xander Bogaerts, Eduardo Nunez, and Mitch Moreland. Sandy Leon back behind the plate.
Matt Duffy, 311 for the year. And 5 of 16 in his career against Porcello. And he takes a breaking ball, curveball for strike 1. So Porcello using the curve to get ahead in the count.
Trying to find something here that works and can get him ahead and try to get that sinker back down in the zone. He needs a ground ball more than anything right here.
Well, he's pretty good at that. Has been for most of his career. Ground ball. That's going to be backhanded by Bogaerts, but no place to go. And the bases are loaded. The ball almost got through. but stopped by Bogarts. And the Rays have 3 men on, nobody out.
Well, you know, another interesting placement right there where you see Bogarts is. This is a ground ball that's really to traditional shortstop. And there's nobody there, kind of shading up the middle. So while he has to make a backhand sliding grab, that ball really was right in the teeth of shortstop. You see where he's at? That ball's going to end up over here. Most of the time, the ball comes off the bat, you're like, there's my double play ball. But he's doing everything he can just to get to it.
Oh, and a great opportunity for the Rays early against Porcello. Wilson Ramos fouls that pitch. And that was another pitch up. Moving in, a two-seamer. Can't get it down so far.
No, and when you can't get two-seamers down, they flatten out and they will run, but they're on the same plane. Much more hittable pitch. You want that sinking action, actual depth on that pitch.
And a foul ball. That pitch up in. And Ramos fouled it.
And most of the guys, these right-handers, when you are coming in, you kind of want to keep it at their hands, try to tie them up just a little bit. You know, some guys you try to sink it down and in to get him to swing over the top of it, and that's what he needs now. Maybe not the down and in, but he needs a swing and a miss. He's giving himself a chance to go for the strikeout.
Well, Brad Miller's on deck, and he has great numbers against Porcello. Miller hitting 5th. 1-2.
Yeah, this is exactly what the Rays hitters were talking about. You know, before the game started, your interview, I'm talking about what's the difference between, you know, the Red Sox seem to have your number, and they're like, it's early offense. It's having that one big inning, getting that one big hit. Well, here's your opportunity in the first.
And a foul ball, big cut. Getting the pitch up and in. Still 1-2 to the Rays catcher. Ramos and the bruised thumb did not catch last night. Sucre was in there. Ramos left early in the game here Tuesday night. There's a takedown. 2-2. Double walk and an infield hit. Bases loaded. 2-2 to Ramos. And the count is full. Well, after being down 2 strikes, now it's 3-2.
Some good takes. Back-to-back off speed. Down below the zone. And really, Wilson Ramos didn't even flinch.
Fouled away again. In with a fastball. And that fastball around 93, and that's about tops for Porcello.
You can see right there, he'll give you a range, and he already has 18 miles an hour.
And again, a foul ball.
Well, this is a really, really nice battle by Ramos. Fouling off the tough pitches, taking the pitches just out of the zone, having a nice prolonged at-bat, and you're hoping that he's getting more and more comfortable.
8 pitches in to this at-bat. Little tapper. Porcello gloves coming to the plate. Safe. The ball is loose. And the bases are still loaded. Denard Span scores. And the toss from Porcello to Leon mishandled. And the Rays get the first run of the night.
You know, that was going to be a quick transfer by Porcello because of the nature of the way the ball was hit. But he gave Sandy Leon what looked like to be a pretty good feed. He just didn't come up with it. Boy, oh boy, this is right here. Gonna have to be quick with it. You can see that the footwork of Leon as he's bending down and away. That ball in and out of the glove, a little bit wide.
So the Rays with a run home, and Brad Miller. An error charge to Leon. Fielder's choice and an error. And a curveball in for strike one to Miller. So the Rays get a run, the first error of the year committed by Leon. Miller chops it foul. Back of first base, 0-2. Crone's now at third, Duffy second, and Ramos at first. Span, that's why you hustle down the line. You never assume that you're out. Span making a beeline for the plate. It's a ball, 2 strikes. On deck, Daniel Robertson. Miller fouls a fastball right back. Brad Miller, 13 of 46 in his career against Porcello, and 5 of those 13 hits are home runs.
And I think total maybe 11, 12 extra base hits. I'll tell you, you could use one of those right here. Look how they made him work. 25 pitches.
Been in now 2-2. Yeah, and he's been very good returning that pitch count to a very respectable number of pitches per inning, 15.8.
He prides himself on getting deep into the game. Done a great job of that over the course of his career.
And now a full count to Miller. The fastball, Miller checked in time.
Boy, that's another pitch right there that could have been called a strike. It's right there at the top inside edge.
Well, Hallion's reputation is not to go looking for strikes. You're going to have to throw strikes with him.
So I brought my pillow.
There's a shot into center field. Bradley's there to make the catch. Tag at third. Crone will come down the line to score to make it 2-0 as Miller drives in his 15th run of the year. Duffy remained at second, Ramos at first, and that's the first out of the inning.
Well, so far so good, doing what they need to do. Just 1 out on the board, 2 runs already in.
Daniel Robertson. He comes out swinging, fouling the fastball away. The 2-seamer, strike 1.
You know, this reminds you the way that David Price went against the Rays hitters a night ago, and the way that Porcello has come out. He hasn't been as sharp, obviously, but a lot of fastballs in early in the game. This is exactly the way that they pitched this lineup, that opening series of the season here at Tropicana Field. A lot of pounding guys in and then try to maybe open up that strike zone as the game goes on.
Well, this will be the 30th pitch of the inning for Rick Porcello. And Robertson takes it for ball 1. 1-1. They're going to get some action in their bullpen here with this 30-pitch inning in progress. Stephen Wright, the knuckleballer. And the curveball sweeps out of the zone. 2-1 now.
Well, has not been able to find it here in the early going, and it looks like
especially the first couple of hitters of this ball game, that Porcello, everything in tonight's game was moving quickly. Just not putting himself in a good position to repeat that delivery.
Liner into left field. That's going to drop in front of Martinez. And the bases will be loaded again with Duffy stopping at third. Ramos up to second and Robertson is aboard.
Well, I'll tell you what, that ball stayed up long enough that you really thought that J.D. Martinez was going to have a play on that. And I just think, unsure of himself, he pulled up off of it. This is a slider, and right there, Robertson able to get to it and hit it hard. And watch how this ball stays up. A little indecision here by Martinez. Do I go? Do I not go? And ends up taking the short hop. Well, he doesn't feel or look real comfortable out in left field here tonight.
Yeah, he did. He was cautious in his approach to that line drive. Berating himself out there right now. Span and Crone have scored. Bases are loaded for Alex Smith. Smith hitting .294. Ground ball back to the mound. To the plate, one, and now to first. They get the double play. 1, 2, 3 to retire the Rays, who scored 2 at the end of an inning. 2-0. And to the hill again, Blake Snell, who had a 1-2-3 first, 11 pitches, a couple strikeouts, and he'll face Mitch Moreland. Moreland, Bogarts, and Nunez against Snell. Pitch is wide. 313 on the year for Moreland. Snell misses again with a fastball. 2-0. It's fouled back. Red Sox sort of going with the reverse lock here, with Moreland, a left-handed hitter, hitting cleanup. Snell holding lefties to a 132 average, and in 9 at bats, Moreland no hits and 5 strikeouts against Snell. 2-2. If there's ever a reverse lock, this would be it.
Well, apparently the Red Sox computer system this morning was infected by some malware. That's what I'm going with. A little virus.
Why not? I mean, Moreland overall this year hitting .273 against lefties. And that pitch is wide. The count is full. 3-2. To the left side. Duffy's throw is right there. So Moreland out 5-3. Duffy over toward the shortstop spot with the shift on.
How about this positioning here by the Rays? Left on left, there's Matt Duffy, and he's not going to have to move very far at all. One step. Boy, isn't it amazing, those spray charts, they continue to produce.
One away, and here's Bogarts. Fastball away. Bogarts .292 average, over 400 off Rays pitching. And that's a foul ball. And hey, what a good sport right there. Those youngsters down there having a good time. And now a Souvenir. A couple of them down there already.
Well, and no crying yet. Everybody seems to be pretty content, even though they don't have a ball.
I thought it was a great gesture. You know, they've scoped out the best spot for foul balls. Pitch is down 2-2. That group of young men down there, they have a great future. I mean, they figured that out already and positioned themselves in a great spot.
A lot of energy too.
Yep.
The whole group.
I like it. See, there's an opportunity to get in on the action, and they already have down there in the Papa John's bullpen box. Host your group, have a private party in that area, just steps from the Rays bullpen, and a prime spot to get foul balls. I mean, they've got a lot of great stuff, you know, food, beverages. But the big selling point of that is exactly that. You get some youngsters down there, let them gather some foul balls. There's a line drive right at Robertson. Good spot for Robertson to take care of that hard hit line drive.
Now see, the Rays computers are spitting out defensive alignments that are perfection right now. There we go. Let's do it again. Robertson, and you know, pretty straight up there against Bogarts the way that he handles the bat, but
two up, two down.
yeah.
Eduardo Nunez. A wave and a miss on that breaking ball right there, and that's what that curveball will do to you.
And I'll tell you that the curveball has no hump in it. Yeah, no hump whatsoever. It comes out of the hand, same plane, and it is just tough to pick up. Spins it so tight.
Popper back at first. Miller into foul territory. He got it and dropped it. Boy, he almost pulled off a great catch there with his back to the infield and could not hold it.
That had to rattle around in the palm of his hand. You know, an odd angle. He gets there in time, over the shoulder, and it just comes loose. Let's see. Yeah, right into the palm of that hand, not into the pocket. That's the difference.
So the count goes to 0-2. And strike three called. Nunez caught looking. We go to the bottom of the second. 2-0 Rays. We'll have Johnny Field leading off against Rick Porcello. Willie Adames will be the second hitter, and then back around to the top side of the lineup. Denard Span, first pitch. It's in there for a strike. Porcello made 33 pitches in the first inning. The Rays got to him for a couple runs. And a breaking ball, curveball for strike 2. It's a hurry up delivery, and then that slow curve comes popping out. Fastball out of the zone up.
Well, the one thing that the Rays do not want to see is Rick Porcello settle in and start to get things under control out there on the mound. Was a little erratic in that first inning.
And speaking of erratic, you skipped that one to the backstop. 2-2.
Tried the corner and missed.
14-8 in his career against the Rays. 6-1 overall this year. And a tapper back to the hill. Field is out. Pitcher first. Rays third base coach Mac Quattaro is mic'd up tonight. Just listen in here on a couple different moments.
What's going on, Phil?
How you doing?
Tom, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, good. Adam?
You'll take those. I'll shake your hand. How you doing?
Go ahead, shake their hands.
What's your name?
They got me mic'd up, so you know. So don't badmouth me too much over here.
Very good.
Right here, right here, right here, right here. Just remember the kick on the wild pitch. Still nobody out. You just drop it.
Thought it was awfully nice of him. That little tapper. And that's going to roll and stay fair. So Adames is aboard. An infield hit right there. Thought it was awfully nice of Matt to give the disclaimer to the third base umpire, Dan Bellino, just to make sure he was aware that he was being recorded.
Listen, that's across the board in baseball. When you've done this before, whether you're miking up a player, a coach, the rule of thumb is you need to let everybody know around you. By the way, I'm mic'd up, just so you know, because anything that you say may get picked up, could reflect poorly on you. So
yeah, it could be
full
used
disclosure.
against you.
Yes, it could.
One out, one on. Top of the order, Denard Span. And the pitch is low. We promise not to use it against anyone. Just for the entertainment, solely for the entertainment of our viewing audience.
Oh, and yeah, and some of the stuff behind the scenes just for us.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, really good. you want a lot of sound tonight though from Quattaro, just running guys in all night.
That's right. Yeah, you like a little sound effect, the windmill effect there.
Use him so much that he's hoarse by the end of the night.
Rays off to a 2-0 lead with 2 runs in the first.
Boy, a lot of responsibility as the third base coach. A lot of responsibility.
3-0.
Have you ever, you think about these guys and how smooth they are giving signs? You ever stood in front of a mirror and tried to fake give signs? Try it. You talk about looking
Really self-conscious.
Oh, the guys that can do that and roll it off, indicators and touching this, like I said, just stand in front of a mirror and give a series of signs to a fake guy. You look like someone who has some issues.
Yeah, something's wrong somewhere.
It's not smooth. Think how smooth that is. You are not going to look like that when you try it.
Yeah.
I've tried it. I've done that. I could never have been a third base coach. Can't give signs.
Standing in front of the mirror, you've tried it?
No rhythm. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Listen, I'm not pulling that out of a hat. That happened, and I'm no good at it.
C.J. Crow takes it inside, following a poor 4-pitch walk here to Span.
Yeah. Awkward to say the least.
Yeah, you do have to have some rhythm about you to do that.
Yep.
Yep.
I have none.
I've been told the same thing.
I saw
So
you try to do the floss.
There will be no dancing in this booth.
No.
1-1.
There's not enough.
Yeah, I have to do the floss in super slow-mo. It's not made for that.
Not hurt yourself.
That's right. 2 men on, 1 out. And there's the breaking ball that Crone could not resist and chased.
Well, and that's that slow curveball that you're talking about. Everything quick with Porcello, and then this thing's come out in the mid-70s, and he just cannot stay back long enough.
That's a foul ball just outside of first.
There it is, Dwayne. Look at him. Foul ball down the line. The boys out there, they've got another one.
They know. Those guys are brilliant young men. I mean, they've had a great time. We're only in the bottom of the second inning, and they've had a full night already. It's fouled right back over the screen. Well, Porcello, his next pitch will be his 50th pitch already. So this pitch count piling up on the Boston right-hander.
Yeah, you would like a ratio 12, 13 pitches per inning. He's at about 12, 13 pitches per out.
That's right. Braves have 4 hits, couple walks, 2 runs, 2 on here. And Crone chases it. Well, he got him before in this at bat to chase that curveball, and he strikes him out with it now.
Well, he took it a little bit further off the plate. There's that curveball grip. You see, you get some sweeping action with that pitch too, and just too far away from Crone to even foul it off.
Now Matt Duffy. Braves could certainly use a 2-out hit here to take advantage of this scoring opportunity. And a nice take on the curveball there. It's wide, 1 ball, no strikes. It's low. 2-0. Duffy now 6 of 17 in his career against Porcello. He starts to go, but he did go, says Phil Cuzzy. And that was very close.
Let's take a look. You get with the little slider there, and
you didn't have to call it. 2-1. Shot foul into the screen. Suddenly that fastball. 2-2 now. Duffy reached on what turned out to be an infield hit in the first inning when Bogarts at short got to the ball but had no play. Oh, and that hits him. Duffy hit by a pitch. The Rays have the bases loaded in the second, as they did in the first. Came in on Duffy and got him. Rays will take a look at their third baseman after he was hit by the pitch.
Ball running in, running in. Boy, got him off on both forearms. Skipped off the left, hit him in the right.
Well, Duffy apparently all right. Wilson Ramos will be up again for the second time in this game with the bases loaded. We had Ozzie Timmons mic'd up the other night. He was good. Now across the diamond at third. There's Ozzie, the first base coach. The curveball and no bite on that one. 1 ball, no strikes.
When everything's moving quickly and you're heading towards home plate a little bit too quickly, it's tough to get that hand out in front. And that's been a continual problem here early on.
1-1. Ramos reached on the error, fielder's choice, and an error allowing a run to score. And he hit the ball back to the mound, and Leon saw that toss to him get away. Now it's Ramos behind in the count.
Got away with one there.
Two and two. Well, this will be the 27th pitch of the inning, his 60th of the night. We're in the bottom of the second. And he misses again. Not the bite on that pitch that he wanted, and the count is full.
No, and Sandy Leon trying to sell it hard to Tom Hallion.
And a foul ball with the runners going 2 outs. So we'll do it again.
Everybody with a full head of steam, Dwayne, except for Willie Adames. Taking his good old time coming down that line. You don't want Wilson Ramos to turn and burn right into you.
Well, he may be just breaking into the big leagues, but he's got some smarts about him.
Stay wide and proceed with caution.
Three-two to ground ball, base hit. Into right. Adames scores. Here comes Span to the plate. He will score. Throw back in is loose, and now Duffy's going to break to the plate, and he is safe. The Rays get 3 on the base hit to right by Ramos, and just like that, it's 5-0. The throw back in popped away from Nunez, and Duffy alertly heads to the plate.
Boy, it has been sloppy here in the early going for the Red Sox in the field and on the mound, and it has cost them big time here. Need to throw a strike. Pitch stays middle. Ramos stays inside it. Great job there, poking that ball out into right field.
Come on.
And here we go.
Miller going after the first one, and a big popper on the right side. That will retire the side. And so the Rays are finished in the second, but they add 3. And we've completed 2 with the Rays on top 5-0. on tonight as we see Rafael Devers leading off. The Red Sox have been looking for a solid third baseman. This young man out of the Dominican Republic, just 21 years old, and has laid claim to that spot. He has some pop in his bat, 9 home runs. Takes the pitch for a strike. 235 overall. Oh, it's 1-1. Rays got 3 more in the bottom of the second inning. That single by Ramos produced 2 runs batted in, and Duffy scored on the error charge to Betts on the throw back in. We'll take a look at this. The throw got away from Nunez. Devers now 1-2. And when it popped away, that's when Duffy headed for the plate.
You know, Mookie Betts kind of feeling that throw into the infield, didn't cut it loose, and ends up short hopping Nunez. It's just been it's been one of those nights. Everything off right now for the Red Sox, and you hope to keep it that way and ride Blake Snell here to victory.
Well, there have been a few more errors recently for Boston. See, the last 28 games, 21 errors. They went 22 games with only 4, and Devers is out on strikes to begin the third inning.
Boy, got him in between on a very awkward swing. You know, maybe expecting a breaking ball there. You go with the fastball and just way tardy and no conviction in that swing.
Yeah, but halfway through you realize you've chased a bad pitch and your heart's just not in it, but there's no stopping it.
No.
Strike 1 now to Sandy Leon. 4 strikeouts for Snell. And he throws another one for a strike, a fastball, mid-90s.
Well, this is what you want to see out of Blake Snell. You pitch as if it's 0-0. You go out there, you continue to be aggressive, execute the game plan.
Ball, 2 strikes. Straightens him up, 2-2. It's been interesting to watch Snell. You know, he first came up in 2016, and you can see the progress he's made in pitches per inning. It's a base hit past the diving Duffy. Duffy moving to his left, and Leon has a base hit. First base runner for Boston.
And that ball just came up on me, put himself in good position, but that high bounce, able to get up and over the glove. Not much you're going to be able to do about that.
Jackie Bradley Jr. Pitch is upstairs. And a big cut and a miss. 1-1. Rays with 2 in the first, 3 in the second. Boston batting in the third. 1 on, 1 out. A 1-1 count to Bradley. 2-1. And now Snell has fallen behind Bradley Jr. 3-1. Romo stepping out in front of the plate as he returns the ball to Snell. Fly ball into left. That'll send Span back with room before he gets to the track. Makes the catch. 2 gone. Talking about the progress by Snell. He came up in 2016, averaged 19.3 pitches per inning. Last year, and particularly late, things started to fall into place. He averaged 17.6. And coming into this game tonight, he's averaging 16.6 pitches per inning. Mookie Betts lines it into left, and here comes Span. He makes the catch. Denard going down to the slide there, kind of looking into the lights as well, and grabbed it. No runs, 1 hit, and a man left on base. 5-0 Rays, middle of 3. Daniel Robertson to lead off, and the first pitch is a ball. A little low. It was close around the knees there. And he brought it up a little bit and gets the call. 1-1. Robertson here with Malik Smith next, and then Johnny Field. Ground ball third, deep back of the bag. Devers' throw is right there. The young third baseman made a nice play to get Robertson for the first out. Time now to check in with Rich Hollenberg. Rich.
Thanks, Dwayne. Blake Snell pitching well so far in this game. It's been starter, starter, starter in the Boston series. Not so much in the upcoming Baltimore series. Kevin Cash announcing today before the game it will be opener, opener, opener in the 3-game Orioles series. Sergio Romo will pitch at least the first inning of the first game. Ryan Stanek will take that role on Saturday, and then back to Romo the next day, guys.
Malik Smith goes for the first pitch. He's seen 2 pitches tonight. Has grounded out. He's 0 for 2 now. You saw the Orioles to be announced there.
Yep.
Maybe they'll get creative.
You never put it past Buck Showalter to do something like that.
Well, there was talk that Romo might be the guy in all 3 games, and the Rays said, well, hold on.
Yeah, I think that was Kevin Cash toying with the local media. Hey, if I say it, they'll write it.
Here's Johnny Field.
And he was right.
Taking a strike. He said it.
They wrote
it. Written. Yep. is off to a 5-0 start here. 1-1.
I do like the idea of opener.
Sure.
That's my game plan for when I get home from the ball game.
Somehow I can relate. 2-1. Big cut right there by Field. 2-2 now. Field with 4 home runs. Tell you, he's given the Rays great effort, this opportunity to get to the big leagues, both at the plate and in the field. I mean, you're not going to outwork this guy.
No, and they're playing him all over the place.
Yep.
I mean, he's definitely being challenged out there.
You know, that's one of the things about this team. You don't want to compare him to any particular clubs, but there have been clubs in the past that I think this team shows the ability to work hard, kind of stay the course. I mean, this is a team, they're going to see how far this can carry them.
And they don't ride the wave. You know, they are one of the, just by virtue of some of the streaks they've been on, you can label them one of the streakiest, if not the streakiest team in Major League Baseball right now, but they don't get caught up into that. I think that frustrates them more than anything because they're such a consistent group as far as preparation and effort, but yet they've been on these 5-game winning, 6-game winning, 6-game losing.
Bogarts after this pop up into shallow center from short. So the Rays are up and down 1, 2, 3 through 3, 5-0. W.B. Mason, who but W.B. Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Rooms to Go. We go into the 4th inning. First pitch, that that is a strike, I guess. Took a little time making the call, but that fastball looked to be on that corner, and Tom Hallion finally came up with the right arm. Fastball, and it's wide this time. 1-1. Hallion, veteran umpire. Two and one. Ramirez called out on strikes on a curveball his first time. Into right toward the line. That's a foul ball. And we'll take the count to 2-2. There they are. Gloves up. Gloves up. Gloves up.
Oh, I stoned him.
Oh.
See.
There you go. Hey, it all works out. How about that?
Got to make the catch. You don't know if you'll ever get a shot at it again.
How great is that?
He's taken a beating already.
3-2.
I mean, nothing ever changes. If you don't make the play, you're going to hear about it.
That's right.
I don't care if you're 12, 40.
Yeah, anywhere on the spectrum.
That's it.
You're going to hear about it.
Next time, try this bucket. That glove didn't work. Here, try this giant bucket.
Put this on. Put it on your hand or your head. Either one.
Well, everybody, all the kids excited now because they're coming right down to the end of school.
Oh, yeah.
Summer's getting ready to start. You know, they get a few more days.
Yeah. I mean, these days right now, some of the best days of your life.
Oh.
Hey, school's going to be out. We're at the ballpark. We do whatever we want. That's what you're thinking.
Yep. I mean, I'm going to reminisce for a minute. Just sit this one out.
Check back with you soon. Ground ball shortstop. Adama's right there. Up and out with the throw. One away. So Hanley Ramirez is the first out. That will bring up J.D. Martinez. Martinez went after the first pitch in the first and grounded out to Robertson. Hit the ball sharply, as a matter of fact. He does a lot of that. Takes this one. Fastball for a strike. Really like to see Tom Hallion on that strike 3 call. He gets into it.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
He's one of our favorite umpires when it comes to that, for sure. Now 0-2. And J.D. Martinez had a little conversation going with Tom Hallion right now. Well, let's see. We get 2 strikes. And a little low right there. 1-2. Four strikeouts for Snell. A couple called third strikes. And a cut and a miss. He reared back with the fastball up and strikes him out. 97 up.
An absolutely overpowering fastball in an impossible spot. 97 up and in. Boy, how do you get to that? I guess you don't.
Well, we've touched on it in a few of his other outings. Blake Snell, 25 years old. He's taking quantum leaps, it seems, with each start.
And finally, get to it.
Moreland,
it's an out.
Foul ball, and it is.
Oh!
Denard Span has his reservation right there at that table. Let's see if he's okay. Number one.
The fan too.
Yeah. Denard Span apparently is okay. The fan okay as well. I mean, you talk about fan interaction. That's what that is right there. And great effort by Denard Span.
I thought he was going to get to this ball, Dwayne, right on the edge. Blue shirt. Ribbed him.
Denard using that glove hand, also trying to not only cushion his fall, but the fans' fall as well. He had that right arm kind of around his waist there. And all's well that ends well. Now a strike. 1 and 2. Take another look at that. We've got a lot of action in the stands tonight.
Chairs going down.
It's like closing time. This pitch is low. 2 and 2. Our
Roll
director
Tide.
all over that.
Oh,
huh?
Gary
Yep.
in the stands.
Yep, that's important. Gary in the stands. That will take care of Moreland. He tried to check, went around, and we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 5-0.
As much as you can.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. You're up, you're up, you're up.
Well, you saw some of the action there when Duffy read that little problem on the throw back in from right, scored, making that decision on his own.
And you know, that was what was interesting about watching that. Matt Quatraro down there at third base. Okay, so as that play is unfolding, he is letting Denard Span know you're up, you're up, you're up, all the while then getting the left hand up to stop Duffy, and then allowing Duffy to read the play and make it on his own and offering nothing. Hey, if you think you can make it, go. And so he's telling the guy you're up, stopping him, and then letting him make a play on his own.
Yeah, what Matt saw was the throw coming in. You figure second baseman's going to come up with that throw, and when he didn't,
yeah,
then Duffy alertly read it and scored.
And you know, Quatraro did not get in his way at all. Just let a player make a play, and still able to give signs down there smoothly.
Tapper foul by Adames.
God, I admire him.
I'm telling you, he could do the floss no problem, and probably give a few signs at the same time. Little roller down to first. Moreland steps on the bag, makes the play unassisted. It's been a fun night at the ballpark.
Yes, it has.
You know,
that 5-run lead will do that for you.
Yes,
early.
it will. I tell you, up the right side, you got the young group of fans, and on the left side, you got that gentleman there who had a little up close and personal moment with Denard Span.
Yeah.
And came away none the worse for the wear. Kind of liked it.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's top 3 of all time things that have happened to that man.
Easily top 3. Yeah, I think you're right. Pitch a little wide, 1-1. Span with a double and a walk and 2 runs scored. Two and one. Shift on here for Denard Span. And now it's 3-1. .33 pitches in the first inning for Porcello, and then he followed that with a 30-pitch second inning. A little soft liner that's going to drop into center, a base hit. Span is on for the 3rd time. A double walk and now a single. Braves with a base runner and 1 out in the 4th.
This pitch ends up. This is one of the few sinkers that have been down with good movement, and Span just goes down and lifts it right into center field. That's a tough pitch to get to, and he did.
C.J. Cron with a walk and a strikeout. Checks the curveball. Struck out on the curveball the last time. Takes this one for ball 1. 270 on the year for Cron. Runner takes off. The pitch is a strike. The throw, 1 hops in, and a stolen base for Denard Span, who's 6th of the year, 6 of 8. Now he's in scoring position. But that's another thing too. You get a lead like this, you can open the game up a bit.
Yeah, and you know what, Denard Span got a great jump off Porcello, and we see that a lot. You know, the Rays, they love to run with the lead, like you said, put constant pressure on the opposition, the defense, the pitcher.
Pitch is in, off the plate in, 2-1. Keeps it in on Cron, who fouls it, 2-2. Cron and Span each have 28 runs batted in, and Cron trying to pick up number 29 with Span the base runner. And a swing and a miss. He stayed in for Porcello and picks up the strikeout.
Boy, climbed the ladder there too. Try to keep that pitch close to Cron. At the 4-seamer. And I'm not convinced that that ball was meant to be in. You see where Leon was set up. He was set up on the outer half. Take any out you can get at this point.
Now Matt Duffy with a single. He's been hit by a pitch. And one hopper going to go through the middle into center. Here comes Span in to score. And the Rays pick up run number 6. Duffy punches it through the middle. Skipped it through on one hop, picking up the run batted in. And the Rays add another run just as the left-hander Brian Johnson starts to throw again in the bullpen.
This pitch middle in, supposed to be away, and Matt Duffy a great job of again staying inside that baseball. When you try to pull that pitch and you're going to roll it to the left side, he stays inside it and gets just enough of it to get it by Nunez, gets Span home, and stolen base works out well for the Rays.
Wilson Ramos, and he has a base hit. Soft liner over the head of Nunez. Duffy stops at second. Back-to-back hits, 3 hits in the inning. Brad Miller is due up. And the left-hander in the bullpen. And here comes Alex Cora. And Johnson had been up before. He continues to take a few tosses while Cora makes the move on his way to the mound. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. So add a little play to your day with these new games. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket. Claim it. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. Rick Porcello exits. He has given up 6 runs through 3 2/3. And will give way to the left-hander Brian Johnson to match up against Brad Miller. First pitch popped up, foul ball, and that is just on top of the dugout. Strike one. You know, when you look at Porcello the last few outings, you go back 3 starts prior to this one, he gave up 5 runs to the Yankees in 5 1/3. Had a no decision. Then Oakland beat him 5-3, gave up 5 runs in 6. He beat Baltimore 4-3, and tonight in 3 2/3 the Rays have scored 6 off him, and the 2 men on are accountable to his line.
Well, he has gotten away from a little bit of what made him successful earlier in the year. You got off to that great start. First 4 starts, he won them all. Well, here's what you see. And look at the difference. Heavy usage. Those first 4 starts.
Pop up back foul. That will be over the screen and out of play.
And you go back to that, Dwayne, the first 4 starts, 35% of the time going with the sinker. Okay, well, now you cut that off by 10.5% or so. And what did we see him struggle with here tonight?
Yep.
The sinker dramatically.
Yep.
You know, all of a sudden you get away from what you were doing well. You try to go back to it, and it just was not the same tonight. That delivery looked a little bit rushed, was getting on the side of some of those sinkers. They were, you know, arm side run, but no real sink to them.
Miller starts to go, but he checks it. It's 2-2. Well, that good sinker has been a big part of his success. It was, you know, in 16 when he had that great year. Struggled last year, off to a good start this year, and all of his numbers, ground ball rate and so forth, what he did early this year with a swing and a miss to retire the side, pretty much matched up with the 2 years ago, a departure last year. And the Rays lead this game 6-0. By your Southern Chevy dealers. By Eldorado's Memorial Day sales event going on now in all El Dorado furniture showrooms. And by your local Ford dealers. Tropicana Field, this game moves into the 5th inning. Rays hold a lead. They scored 2 in the first, 3 in the second, another run in the 4th. Xander Bogaerts takes the first pitch wide. Fastball outside from Blake Snell. Two and 0. Ball misses. Quickly behind, 3 balls, no strikes. And ball 4. 4-pitch walk to begin the 5th inning. First walk given up by Snell tonight. Visit a local participating 7-Eleven store and pick up a Rays discount coupon for $7.11 tickets to the game tomorrow against the Baltimore Orioles. Keep saving with $5 Budweiser and Bud Lights exclusively on the Budweiser porch. Ages 21 and over. Please drink responsibly. Eduardo Nunez up for the 2nd time tonight. And a miss wide again on the fastball.
Yeah, right here you see Kyle Snyder coming out there because similar pitches here from Blake Snell to start this inning, and he has not been able to make the adjustment. So a pitching coach will let a guy try to fix it himself, and when he's not able to do so, all of a sudden he's going to come out there and say, hey, why don't we try this? And I'm sure that you're going to see the adjustment made rather quickly and Blake Snell get right back in rhythm.
So Bogaerts walked on 4 pitches. Nunez took ball 1, and then the visit.
Yep.
Sometimes the pitching coach doesn't have to say a lot.
No, just a quick reminder. Just something a little bit that they know what you respond to and what typically is going to trigger you right back in. Typically.
And a miss away. Well, maybe not on the very next pitch.
Yes. That's what you're hoping for. But he was a little bit closer on that one. Give him that.
That was a foul ball on a fastball. That was in the zone, and Nunez took a big swing. 2-1.
And you don't have a lot of time when you go out there. So Kyle Snyder is on his way to the mound thinking about what he wants to communicate to his pitcher and how best to get that message to him in a manner in which he's going to be able to receive it and digest it and make the proper adjustment. Easier said than done sometimes.
Foul ball will pull the count even. Snell retired the first 7, then surrendered a hit to Leon. Retired the next 5 before he walked Bogarts to begin the 5th. Ground ball third, backhanded by Duffy. Out at second and out at first. 5-4-3. Rays go around the horn. Duffy, Robertson to Miller.
Boy, what a great turn there by the Rays infield. First of all, Matt Duffy has to feel that and get rid of it quick because he's got a long throw to make. But the footwork by Daniel Robertson out there at second base, coming across the bag and putting himself to make a strong throw to first, was tremendous. Well, he's catching that almost as he's stepping to first, and if he wasn't, they would never have gotten him.
Look how close this is.
Boy, that is outstanding.
You know, and I think if you ask Robertson, and he's played all over the place, Duffy as well, it is a great feed by Duffy. Robertson probably enjoys shortstop more than any other position, but he's excellent at turning the double play right there.
Yeah, and I mean, the way that he was stepping, you know, coming across the bag, if he waits to catch that, then make that step and make a strong throw, the guy's safe. Look how he's already putting himself in position to throw as he's receiving the ball.
1-1. Yeah, great job there at second base by Robertson. We've seen him do that before. Nice to have a guy who can play second base that well, and if you need him at short, he's good there too.
He may have been a little bit too good on that turn. The closer you look at it.
You know what they say, you can never be too good. But that might have been an example of it.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you that that was the only way that you had a chance to be able to get Nunez, and you saw how close it was. Half a spike.
Devers fouls it back, and it's 2-2. There's some areas, and we keep going back to that with this club. Things like that. You know, it's a throwback to good old baseball, and you love to see that.
Everybody's internal clock was right on. You knew with the way that ball, or where that ball was hit, that Duffy's got to make a long throw to start the double play, and Nunez, he's not a burner, but he runs well enough. And so everything had to happen, boy, as quickly and efficiently as possible.
Devers fouls a 3-2 pitch back.
But these
Came
guys
in there at 97, that pitch.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. With this guy out on the mound, we'll get off the infield. Blake Snell, you know, he was handed that early lead. He has not deviated at all from what he was trying to do that first and second inning. Continues to pitch as if this is a 0-0 ball game.
Devers fouls the fastball again.
And this is the part of the game where you start to smell it as a starter. I got a lead. The fifth inning. Now you're thinking 6, 7. See how long Cash is going to allow him to stay in there.
And he just missed wide there, up a bit maybe. Issues his second walk. Give Devers some credit too for fouling off a couple pitches there and getting to this.
And then being able to take it.
Yep. 2-out walk. Sandy Leon will bat. Leon has the hit. That was a liner into left. Upstairs, Leon, a switch hitter. He came into this game 2 for 19 against left-handed pitching, and he has the only hit so far tonight. Miss again. A little blip here for Blake Snell in this inning. He walked Bogarts on 4 pitches, fell behind Nunez and pulled even and got him on a double play ball, well turned by the Rays infield. And then he lost Devers after getting the jump on him, walked him. Now 2-0 to Leon. It's a strike, 2-1. Six strikeouts, 2 walks, and a hit allowed. Now the 2-1. That is strike 2. 2-2. Leon not altogether pleased.
Confused, maybe.
Snell trying to finish off the 5th inning. The right side foul, and another foul ball down in that prone territory for Souvenirs. Ground ball headed up the middle off the glove of Robertson to keep it in the infield, and trying to get over there to maybe backhand it. See if he could get a play at second, but everybody's safe. Devers up to second. Leon on the base hit. He has both Boston hits tonight.
I'm trying to squeeze this ball into center field. Little half swing. Daniel Robertson just able to get there and knock it down. That ball came up just a little bit on him and wasn't able to keep it in the glove.
Two men aboard. First time tonight the Red Sox have had 2 men on at the same time. Jackie Bradley Jr. will be the hitter. He's out on a fly ball to Span in left. And his only at bat so far tonight. Fouls a fastball back for a strike. And they're pushing Snell a bit right now. The mid-80s in pitch count. How about that with men in scoring position? 3 for 47 against Snell.
That's really a remarkable number, and it just speaks to him being able to dial it up when it matters. When it matters most. You know, what did Greg Maddux always say? The toughest pitches that you're ever going to make in a ball game are going to come out of the stretch. And that's why he would throw his bullpens, the majority of his bullpen, out of the stretch. This is when it matters. And Blake Snell he's made that stand up.
And he had Bradley giving a little bit there on that pitch, and it broke over. One and two now. And he got it. Cut the miss. 2 men left. Strikeout number 7 for Blake Snell. We're going to head into the bottom of the 5th inning. The Rays and Snell leading Boston 6-0. Robertson will lead off here in the bottom of the 5th inning for the Rays against left-hander Brian Johnson. Takes a pitch wide. Johnson following Porcello to the mound. Johnson came on to strike out Brad Miller to end the Rays' 4th. He throws a strike and it's 1-1. Johnson up through the Boston system. There's a liner into center. And that will stay up for Bradley Jr. So 1 out in the 5th inning. We'll check in with Rich once more.
Thanks, Dwayne. Let's go down on the farm. Brought to you by Chevy. We'll take you to Port Charlotte, where Jesus Sanchez, the 20-year-old outfielder for the Stone Crabs, has been hot, hitting .358 this season. His last 15, he's hitting .415 with 5 doubles and a homer. And guys, speaking of the Stone Crabs, Yanni Chirinos made a rehab start with Charlotte tonight. 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. So that's good news for the Rays pitching.
Yeah, Rays trying to get a couple of those pitchers back. Chirinos would be one. Evaldi trying to get him active. And that appears to be right around the corner. Breaking ball strike to Malik Smith.
Well, you're going to need some guys to come up here and start to fill in. You know, your Jake Faria goes down, which you get the feeling is a pretty significant injury to that oblique. He's going to miss an extended period of time. You're running out, bullpen days. Think about the series against the Orioles. Romo, Stanek, Romo. That's like a backyard series. Anthony Banda.
1-2 here to Malix.
You think about those meetings before the game, the day that you're going to start. Let's say Ryan Stanek right there.
Yeah, he'll start the middle game.
Yep, you're going to start the middle game Saturday afternoon, and maybe get 2 innings out of him, and then you've got to piece it together from there. I'm sure you got your plan set up at that point. Who's going to come in after him? Maybe. See.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, all the different scenarios. I'm sure that once Buck Showalter releases his lineup, you've got a better idea. But still, you've got to piece it together from there.
Tapper foul. All those guys you saw down there in that shot. Figured to have a busy weekend. Baltimore coming in. The Orioles and the Rays tomorrow night. It'll be a 7:10 first pitch Saturday, 4:10 and 1:10 on Sunday.
I just love that when you pick up the score sheet for the ball game up here, you know, the media, you look at the Rays bullpen. You've got Andres, Colome, Pruitt, Chazro, Romo, Stanek, Vidal Nuno, Alvarado, Yarbrough, Venters, and Banda. That's a pretty full bullpen. Got 5 lefties in it.
The liner into left, base hit. Martinez angles back to play the hop, and the Rays have some speed aboard at first, and Malik Smith. So 1-on-1. I have more from Rich on how Romo found out about what his plans would be.
Guys, it was pretty funny. Ryan Stanek actually found out before Sergio Romo. He was in the clubhouse before Romo got in, and then Romo walks in, and we're all hanging around waiting to talk to him about it. Stanek ran over and was the first one to tell him about it, and from just doing a little eavesdropping, Stanek was so excited. He said, "It's going to be like a Stanek sandwich."
Field takes a strike. Yeah.
Back to play. Dwayne, right there was your meanwhile chance.
Well, you know, I'll share that once in a while.
I just had some.
Back to play is serves the same purpose as a meanwhile. 1-1. You know, Romo, Stanek, and Romo.
Yep, I'm gonna have to take a little walk here in between innings.
Moved to first by Johnson. Johnson out of Lakeland. He lives across the state in Cocoa Beach. There goes Maddox. Pitches a ball, and Smith is safe. He got in head first with a stolen base. Well, Maddox picks up his 11th stolen base of the year, running his way into scoring position.
Boy, and Leone had a good pitch to handle there. That gave him the best chance to get Smith, but the jump too great to overcome.
Well, close play out there at second base, and the Red Sox trying to get word from their video people as to whether they should think about challenging that safe call at second base. Tom Hallian walking all the way over, and finally he gets the okay to forget about it. A 2-1 count. Johnny Field at the plate now with the man out there at second. And he pops it up. Foul ball. Moreland after it. Can't get there. There's not enough height to give him time to get there. And it's 2-2. And Field is out on strikes. Curveball got him. 2 gone in the 5th. And Willie Adames will have a chance to try to pick up another run. He scored 2 runs in the first, 3 in the second inning, and picked up another run in the 4th. And they have an opportunity in the 5th. They'll have to do it with 2 outs. Adames takes breaking pitch for a strike. One and one. All 6 of the runs for the Rays charged to Rick Porcello in 3 2/3 tonight. Lifted toward right center field, but Betts will be there to make the catch. Rays do not score and leave a man on to the 6th. 6-0 Tampa Bay. Who has gone 5 shutout innings, giving up a couple of hits with 7 strikeouts and 2 walks. They both came in the 5th. Wilson Ramos added to that 2-0 lead with a base hit in the 2nd inning. Duffy scored when the throw back in got away, and so that made it 5-0. Duffy got into the RB act in the 4th with a single into center and scored Denard Span. That's how we stand as Blake Snell opens the 6th facing Mookie Betts. Ball 1. Betts, Ramirez, and Martinez due up. 1-1. That's a base hit toward the line and left. Span over to cut it off. Betts, an aggressive turn, will hold at first. So Betts leads off here with a base hit.
Well, a couple things here. How about the pitch recognition of Mookie Betts on this curveball, which has been good all night for Blake? He stays right on it, down and through it. And how about the effort by Denard Span to hustle over there, get to it, spin, get it back in, and keep Betts, who was looking to go to 2 right there. And he keeps him right there at first base. He is thinking double right there. And it was Denard Span's hustle. Says, you better hang over there at first.
Well, it's Hanley Ramirez. He rolls it foul. Action in the Rays bullpen here in the 6th inning. Tomorrow's starter, Sergio Romo, tomorrow's beginner, is loosening in the bullpen along with Johnny Venters, the lefty.
I'd like to see you tell Sergio Romo that he's just a beginner. You know he wants that starter mantle. As excited as he got to start those games out in Anaheim.
That's a fly ball foul up the right side and back into the picnic area. 0-2. Well, there he is, slated to start / begin / greet all of those tomorrow night. There goes Betts. What a jump. Swing and a miss. And Betts steals second base.
What a jump, what a slider by Snell. Boy, the swing there by Hanley Ramirez. Here's Betts, first movement, almost before first movement. Could have gone in standing up, but watch this pitch and the swing to go with it. I mean, that bottom just came out.
8 strikeouts for Blake Snell tonight. The hitter is J.D. Martinez. And that's a foul ball on a check swing. Piece of that one foul. 0-2. Snell opened the game by striking out Betts on 3 pitches. 3 different pitches. You got Ramirez looking at a curveball. He has 8 strikeouts total tonight. Ahead of Martinez, 0-2. The end of the dirt blocked by Ramos. Boston starting the day a game and a half up in the American League East over New York, where he started this game running third, followed by Toronto and Baltimore. The Orioles in tomorrow night. Tap left side. Duffy, low throw, and right there's Miller to receive it. Betts bluffed to start and stayed at second. 2 outs. Well, a little bonus prospect coverage tonight. Brendan McKay versus Fort Myers, pitching for Charlotte, and 6 shutout innings, no walks. And no runs through 11 innings now for McKay at Charlotte.
He's done a tremendous job. He was dominant in Bowling Green on the mound, and he's continued that at Port Charlotte.
It's Moreland. It's a pitch inside. 1-0. Moreland in there against the lefty Snell. He was grounded third to first and is struck out. Two and 0. Liner, low liner, grabbed by Duffy at third, and the Red Sox are retired. They leave him in. Home half of inning 6 coming. 6-0 Rays. Day 2014. Rays win their third consecutive game in walk-off fashion thanks to Andrew Miller's throwing error. Cole Figueroa coming around to score the winning run in the 15th inning. Their third consecutive walk-off. Tonight we go to the home half of the 6th. Denard Span, who's been on 3 times and has scored 3 times. A double walk and a single. There's a stolen base thrown in there. 1 strike to count as he faces Brian Johnson. Now it's 0-2. Matt Andriese up in the Rays bullpen. One and two. The Rays with 6 innings. Blake Snell and 101 pitches for Snell. Chop right side. That's Nunez. 1 away here. C.J. Cron. Cron 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Pitch drops low from the left-hander. Going to drop into left center. Big hop for Bradley Jr. And there's Cron's first hit of the night. And the Rays in double figures now in that category. 1 on, 1 out. MLB At Bat, your #1 Rays app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this year. Get Rays home screen icons and features such as MLB TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. Duffy has been on 3 times. Single, he was hit by a pitch and then drove in a run with a base hit in the 4th. Down to third, backhanded stop. Devers going to go to second, and they get Cron there. That's quite a play by Devers. It'll be a fielder's choice with Cron cut down Devers to Nunez.
Well, here's your Bonefish Grill fresh catch of the game. Rafael Devers saving extra bases. Nice backhanded diving stop, and then he gets up, gets it over to Nunez to cut down Cron.
It's quite a play there by the young third baseman. Now Wilson Ramos at the plate. Wilson's been on 3 times, once on an error on a fielder's choice. Single home, 2 runs in the 2nd, had a base hit in the 4th. One and 1. Baltimore over the White Sox in Chicago 9-3. Oakland beat Seattle in Oakland 4-3. Houston over Cleveland 8-2. Angels beat the Blue Jays 8-1 in Toronto. Two and 1. So the Rays running third in the East, trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. They had scored only 5 runs in those 3 games. They scored 5 in the first 2 innings tonight, have 6 in the game. Liner into center, and that's a base hit. Duffy advances to second. 3-hit night for Ramos. Well, he took a game plus off after suffering that bruised thumb, that left hand, and has come back with a 3-hit night.
Well, they seem to come in waves here. You know, that Rays offense, they feed off of each other very, very well. Good and bad sometimes. Getting to that fastball right there. Yeah, I was kind of surprised that he got back as quickly as he did. That hand is beat to pieces.
Brad Miller on the ground. And Nunez deep in second base, safe at first, and now Duffy's going to try to score, and he's safe. He got that foot in under the tag is the call. Duffy just kept running. And the Rays get another run. And the Red Sox want to wait and take a look at the video, and they want to challenge this one.
Well, that's where the shift ends up hurting you. That ball so deep, so Brad Miller's going to beat it out. Duffy, he's just going all the way. See the right foot. Able to get in there before the tag. That's where Tom Hellion saw it. Looks like he's dead to rights right there. And yeah, he's going to be. That right foot never got to home plate. This should be a pretty quick replay review. He's going to be out. The length of the foot was good. It was just off the plate behind it. So all the chips to the center of the table, Dwayne. He's out, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, they had Nunez deep at second in shallow right. And so the call is out. The Rays do not get their 7th run of the night. 6th inning is over. It's 6-0 Tampa Bay.
Once again kept the Boston Red Sox lineup off the board through 6 innings, giving up just the 3 hits, pitched around a couple of walks. Good fastball working tonight. The slider, the curveball was good. Didn't see as many changeups as you normally see from Blake Snell, but the other stuff was so sharp. Kept that lineup off balance. We saw some very awkward swings. And give way to Matt Andriese as we start at the top of the 7th inning here.
Matt Andriese on for the 15th time. 1-2 with a 314 earned run mark. Xander Bogaerts will be the first man to face him as we go to the 7th inning. And the pitch is a strike. Take there by Bogaerts as he checks. It's Hector Velasquez loosening in the bullpen. A 2-ball, 1-strike count. Bogarts is lined to second base and walked. Now it's 3-1. And Reeves last worked Sunday in the final game of the series in Anaheim. Gave up a couple of unearned runs and took the loss. Now he's 3-2 to Bogarts. On its way to Duffy. Let's throw to first. Bogarts is out number 1. Eduardo Nunez struck out and grounded into a 5-4-3 double play, about to step in. And the Red Sox have seen a lot of each other. They played 19 games in the season series. This is the 13th game played between these two teams already this year.
Yeah, the schedule for the Rays here in 2018 has been, well, interesting at the very least. Yep. I'll tell you, between the length of the road trips.
High fly ball back into the deepest part of the ballpark, and that ball is going to bound off the wall. Smith will play the carom, and it's a long double for Nunez.
Well, I thought with the way that the Rays outfielders out there, that ball was in the air for an awful long time and actually came down on the warning track. Change up that stayed up. Recognized by Nunez, hit that ball hard, but it was high, deep. Rays converge. You see Malin Smith having to go a long way because he's towards right center. Bernard Span a long way, just perfectly placed.
It's a dozen doubles for Nunez this year. Rafael Devers is the hitter. Devers with a strikeout and a walk. It's fouled away. Well, the Rays coming into this game 3-9 against Boston, and against everybody else, 3 games over 500, 19-16. That may actually bode well for the rest of the schedule, because they're going to be almost finished with the Red Sox. Won't see them again until the middle of August. There's a strike, 0-2.
Yeah, it's been a tough matchup. I mean, everybody with the Red Sox is a tough matchup, but I think that this team is, and came into this series, better equipped to compete. You know, I think early in the season when they got the Yankees and Red Sox so quickly out of the gate, this team's still wondering what exactly is our identity going to be? What kind of team are we going to be? I think they've established that at this point and are playing with a whole lot more confidence going forward.
Ball up and pops away from Ramos, not far enough to give Nunez any ideas. Yeah, it's one thing, you know, and I guess really every manager talks about the positives in spring training, but Kevin Cash had said he had a better feeling about this team than a lot of people were talking about in the spring. But you've got to put it on the field during the regular season to see what you really have. And I think you're right. I think early the Rays were kind of feeling their way around and had a tough schedule early. 2-2 now, the count to Devers.
And all the while, Kevin Cash can believe that about this group because he's gotten to know them, got to observe them from, you know, from his vantage point. They've got to believe in themselves. And so only, you know, a team that goes out and what they started the season 1-8, and were able to rebound from that, you know, kind of feeling their way through. And I think that having been able to do that, you know, you start to build some confidence and, hey, you know what, we're a good team here.
A nice pick right there by Duffy. Look at that play. Now a man trying to go to third, and the throw is going to be wide. Here comes Span to back it up, but Nunez will score. Well, Duffy made a fine play to get Devers at first base, and then the throw back across from Miller to Duffy was wide as Nunez took off for third, and he winds up scoring, and the Red Sox are on the board.
Well, Duffy, the backhand that he had to get into this throw moving away, did that, and then Brad Miller, knowing that he had to make a quick throw, just kind of rushed it, and it was wide of Adames, who was covering.
So an error charged to Miller on the throw, his first error of the year. That allows the run to score, and here's a pitch to the backstop around Leon's feet. 1-0, so a run is scored. Nice play by Duffy to get Devers. So Nunez technically advances to third on that play and then scores on Miller's throwing error. To Leon. He hits this ball in a direction that you don't see. That one into the upper deck and probably about even with first base. I mean, that's out in front and pulling a ball a long way foul, a long way back. Leon misses that one. It's 1-2. And a cut and a miss. Leon out on strikes. Run scores in the seventh inning stretch. Rays 6, Boston 1. Six-1 ball game. The Rays coming in to hit in the bottom of the seventh inning. And a new pitcher for Boston. Hector Velasquez takes over. He is pitcher number 3 for the Red Sox.
I'll tell you what, Hector Velasquez for the 11th time. How about 5 wins? You've got 10 appearances, 2 starts, 5-0 record. ERA just over 2, 25 2/3 innings. That's making those innings count.
Daniel Robertson will be the first Rays hitter to face Velasquez. Robertson, 1 of 3, retired in the 3rd on a very good play by Devers at third base. First pitch is a strike. Velasquez misses. 1-1. Picks up the corner there. And it's 1-2. Velasquez had been on the shelf with a lower back strain and just activated. One and two. Alex Smith waiting to hit second in this inning. And then Johnny Field. Play up the right side. A little low there, 2-2. Full count. See another 3-2 pitch for Robertson. Seen a few more pitches here, and he can do that. A very good eye at the plate. Started the day 3rd in the league in on base percentage and draws a walk here.
Well, make all those at bats count. That's Daniel Robertson's motto here this season. And if it's not, I just gave it to him. But that's been his approach. He just is not willing to give away an at bat and chase outside of the zone. One of the best chase rates in baseball.
He's aboard from Alex Smith, who singled and swiped second in the 5th inning. Grounded into a 1-2-3 double play to end the 2-run 1st inning. This is a fastball, strike 1. Now. Ground ball to first. Moreland down to Bogarts and back to first. And for the 2nd time in this game, Alex Smith has been doubled up. Boy, you're not going to see that very often. A 1-2-3 double play in the 1st and a 3-6-3 here in the 7th.
Boy, isn't that the truth? That first one came with the bases loaded in that first inning. Rays are looking to try to blow it open early, and this one right here, you pull it right to Moreland, who just steps on the, or gets the throw down to short, and is one step away from the bag in retreating to it. How about this? Boom. And Velasquez working quickly. Couldn't even get to it.
Strike one to Field. One ball, one strike. Popped up. Moreland under this one. And he takes care of that. We have completed 7. On to the 8th, 6-1 Rays. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. By the Florida Department of Transportation, drive sober or get pulled over. And by your local Honda dealer. Rays and the Red Sox going at it for the 3rd straight night. The Rays have a 6-1 lead. Jackie Bradley Jr. will lead off here in the 8th inning. Like Snell worked 6th. Matt Andriese worked the 7th. And out here in the 8th inning now. Big cut and a miss. Strike one. Betts will be next. Mookie Betts, and then Hanley Ramirez. Two. Stephen Wright up in the bullpen. He was up very early in this game, and now the knuckleballer loosens again. Ball, 2 strikes. Fly ball to left. Denard Span. A half moon that one to the right toward the line. Made the catch. One away, and we'll check in again with Rich.
Thanks, Dwayne. O and I hanging out here waiting for the end of the game. We'll bring you Rays Live, the post game, brought to you by WB Mason. And then tomorrow, the pregame show that everybody has been waiting for. It's the return of Demo Day. And Doug Wechter will be along with great demos themselves. We'll hear from Ray's players and members of the coaching staff as well. A day full of demos for your Little Leaguer. That's coming up tomorrow, guys.
Well, that's always fun. Big swing and a miss by Mookie Betts. Strike one. Fun for the youngsters there to pick up a few tips about playing this game.
I mean, listen, there's so much that goes into this game, so much technique, fundamentals that you try to build from the ground up. And let's just say that some of the teaching out there, Dwayne, suspect at best. So Demo Day, when you're learning from the best, top of their field, it's a day to tune in. It's a day to DVR and go back to.
Chop charged by Adames, and his throw gets Mookie Betts. Fires that ball.
And you know what? You think about Willie Adames, understanding that ball was chopped. So I'm not going to get to it as quickly as I'd like to. So I'm going to have to make up for that with my arm. And that's what he does. Puts himself in a position to throw and then airmails this thing just in time.
Yeah, you know, with Betts going down the line, you're going to have to hurry. That's express right there. 2 outs, base is empty. Henley Ramirez, a couple of strikeouts and a ground ball to third in between. And Reese coming in to Ramirez, who fouled it. This is the 4th appearance for Andriese against Boston this year. Another foul ball, this one out of play. 0-2. Snell worked 6 innings. Andriese worked the 7th. Now 2 outs into the 8th. Well, time to take a look at the team defense on our Lowe's whole team together. Rays leading this game 6-1, and they have been very good in the defensive department, limiting errors to 20. One of those tonight. Strike 3 called on Ramirez. A 1-2-3-8. Bottom of the inning coming, 6-1 Rays.
I don't blame him. Look at you. Jaso was over there on the third base side with his dreadlocks and a tie-dye shirt with no sleeves. He said the ushers were trying to kick him out. I said, I don't blame him. John Jaso.
Hey, there he is. Well, a lot going on the field and a sidelight in the stands. John Jaso trying to talk his way past that fine lady right there.
She wouldn't let him.
Yeah, you talk about blocking the plate. She's doing it right there.
That right there is just too rich. That makes the night. This whole.
That's so good.
Yes. She's like, you know what? Enough. Up you go.
2 the count here on Willie Adames. I'll tell you, you're not going to score. She's got the plate sealed.
No, Dwayne, stamp it. Just go right ahead and stamp it.
Stamp it with a star.
Done. This one right here.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, this
Jaso is out of luck.
Yep.
Cameo appearance there by John Jaso, though. Adames takes it to right, bets under it, and makes the catch. 1 away in the home half of the 8th. Never know what's going to happen. A lot of action on the field as the Rays have put together 12 hits and built a 6-1 lead. And out of nowhere, here comes John Jaso. Stephen Wright, the knuckleballer, up here on the hill now, making his 3rd appearance, 4th pitcher of the night for Boston. Span takes the ball, 1-0. One. Two and 1 the count. Three and 1 to count. And Span against the knuckleballer draws the walk. Well, the Baltimore Orioles will be in over the weekend. Sergio Romo, who got up just to get loose here an inning or 2 ago, ready to make the start, the opener, the greeter tomorrow. And then Stanek the middle game, and Romo scheduled to go again Sunday. C.J. Cron, a big cut and a foul ball back. Strike 1.
What has happened to this game?
You mean this one tonight or the game collectively?
I think
in general.
In general.
Yeah.
There he is.
Pondering that thought right now.
Saturday starter.
Yep. One on, one out. There's
well, I will tell you this, that the decision to go, Romo back-to-back games in Anaheim really drummed up the national conversation and debate.
Absolutely. But here's the other thing about that. Nothing really changed from what they've done before.
Right.
Andrew Kittredge, starting games.
Same idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was, come in, go 2, hand it over to Yarbrough, whoever it may be. So, yeah, it was interesting, though, because I think the back-to-back is what got people.
Yeah.
Although you heard some
Romo's
chatter on Friday.
Yeah, you did.
About, hey, they're going to start Romo on Saturday. I mean, you're right. It wasn't the first rodeo for these guys, but boy, did it become a topic of national conversation.
Snap throw to first and back in. Span on the backside of that bag. It's 1 and 2 on Cron. Had a little conversation, never hurt anybody.
No.
It's programming.
You need topic. 24-hour day news cycle. You need things to talk about.
Yes, you do. Into center field. Carry to Bradley Jr. 2 outs here in the 8th. Matt Duffy will be the hitter as Ozzie Timmons talks it over with Denard Span. Matt Duffy, a couple of singles. He's been hit by a pitch. He's driven in a run. He's scored a run. He's been thrown out of the plate. Been an active night for Duffy.
Gonna be exhausted when this thing's over.
The pitch is a strike, knocked down by Leon. Well, it's interesting when a knuckleballer comes in, and it happened tonight when Wright brought not only his glove but the special catcher's mitt for the catcher. So the knuckleballer bringing in a new mitt for the catcher. It's out of play, nothing in 2. Stephen Wright had some knee issues that sidelined him. One ball, 2 strikes. Rays built a 6-0 lead after 4. Leads 6-1 in the bottom of the 8th. 2-2 the count. All 6 runs off Rick Porcello, who worked 3 2/3 tonight. Brian Johnson followed, then Velasquez, now Wright. And strike 3 called. Emphatically so by Tom Hallion. We're going to go to the 9th. 6-1 Rays. Left, our course banquet timeless moment. He's been busy out there making some great catches and at the same time getting to know some of the fans here. How about that move? Going after that foul ball off the bat of Mitch Moreland and right into the stands. Willie Adames went over there to help Span back onto the playing field.
Well, undoubtedly one of the most memorable days of that fan's life.
Yes, one of the best things that could ever happen. J.D. Martinez looks a high fly ball to right. Johnny Field takes care of that. One away. Now Mitch Moreland, who tonight has grounded to third, struck out and lined to third, all of that against Blake Snell. So he faces a right-hander for the first time in this game. There's a strike. Six innings for Snell. And Reese beginning his third inning here, one out into the ninth. Oh, there's a shot deep to right, and that's going to get out of here. Well tagged off the bat of Mitch Moreland. His 7th home run. It's 6-2. Moreland puts the Red Sox on the board in the 9th.
Right into that powerful swing, and that was no doubt off the bat.
Now Xander Bogaerts. The first pitch is a fastball taken on the outside corner, strike one. Colomé starting to toss a few in the bullpen. To the count. I'll tell you, it never fails. That's the 3rd home run Moreland has hit off Andriese. He was 4 for 12 against him coming into that at bat with a double and 2 home runs, and he homered again. Bogaerts is out on strikes. Pitchers ran right away from him. 11 strikeouts for Rays pitching. Coming up, Rays Live, the postgame presented by W.B. Mason. Rich and Orestes to anchor the coverage. We'll hear from the Rays manager Kevin Cash. A lot to talk about with Blake Snell's 6 innings of shutout baseball and minor league updates from around the Rays farm system. Eduardo Nunez. Pitch is a strike. Nunez doubled and scored the other run. That came in the 7th. Foul right back. 0-2 now. So Andriese trying to get the final out, give the Rays a win here over Boston. We'll say adieu to the Red Sox until the 17th of August. The Rays will play them again at Fenway the 17th, 18th, and 19th, and then back at the Trop on the 24th, 25th, and 26th of August. So not until then, and after that, they'll be finished on the final month.
Well, there's no room for him in September. That's been filled up by Toronto.
That's a base hit. The 1-2 pitch left up. And Nunez has his 2nd hit tonight.
Well, you hope that, number one, the Rays are going to finish this ball game off and get this victory. Try to get a little momentum going, although not a ton of that in baseball, but you've got Baltimore coming in, and I think the Rays feel like they owe that team a little something. You know, they went into Baltimore beginning of that last road trip and lost 3 out of 4 to a team that they felt like they should handle. In fact, I think coming into play today, had the worst record in Major League Baseball. And so you've got that 3-game series over a weekend to try to right some wrongs from that last road trip.
Rafael Devers. Pitch is wide, not holding Nunez, and he moves up to second in difference. Rays and Andriese concentrating on trying to get Devers to end this thing. They were a strike away, and Nunez lined a single into left. 1-1. Nunez off second. And a big cut. Now it's 1-2 on Devers. Six-2 ball game. Strike to get. 1 out away from closing this one. Up the left side toward the corner into foul territory, and there goes Span again, and look out. Denard Span over that low wall, and let's check to make sure he's okay.
It's all right.
I'm telling you, he's pushing the envelope here tonight. Adama's out there again for the second time to help him out of the stands. I'm telling you, he is meeting and greeting fans up close and personal tonight.
Yeah, that one was pretty aggressive here. Wants to finish this game off.
High jump form right here. Raymond trying to provide some cushion, but came up a little short. He had his head buried in the ground.
Typical Sea Dog.
How about that? Denard Span just happy he's all right. Popped up again, foul ball, third base side, and well out of play. Yeah, let's rotate that right shoulder, make sure everything's okay. The whirlpool ready.
Yeah, yes. Amen to that.
1-2, hot shot. That's a base hit. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Nunez will score. Devers heads into second. And Andriese having some issues here trying to get this final out. Ninth double for Devers and his 28th run batted in. It's 6-3. Kevin Cash out of the dugout and heading to the mound. Rays are going to make a pitching change.
early in the ball game, trying to make a play, and going right into the ribs of that fan right there. Everything okay, but I'll tell you what, not taking a play off and getting even more aggressive right there. Wow.
Disappointed in Raymond that he didn't give him a better alternative on the soft landing.
Yeah, that was pretty soft of Raymond.
Well, Colomé in this game now to face Sandy Leon. Alex Colomé trying to get this final out. There's a 1-0 pitch to Leon. Ground ball to first. Right there is Miller. He'll step on the bag, and that will do it. It's a 6-3 final. The Rays winners over the Boston Red Sox tonight. 6-12-1 for the Rays. Snell will get the win. Marcelo the loss. For Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats, great to have you with us. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast. See you tomorrow. Our coverage begins at 6:30. Rays Live, the postgame, comes your way next.